Hello, everyone, and welcome to Talk in the Pit. This week, I am joined by Kieran Doyle.
Hi.
And Lord Buckland.
Sup, bro?
And Naomi, otherwise known as Motorsport Hun. Yeah, she's not here again this week. Unfortunately, so we're just gonna have to say stuff for her.
Yeah, again, she can't fight her own battles.
So, this week we are talking about the events that happened in Vodafone Rally to Portugal and the Monaco Grand Prix. First of all, let's talk about the World Rally Championship from Rally Portugal. Did either of you watch it?
Yeah.
Oh, of course. It definitely wasn't the highlights 5 minutes before the race.
I did
Before
slightly
the
better. I
podcast
watched the
started.
highlights about, well, last night.
About last night.
Yeah, that was English.
The thing is, Buckland can watch it because he's got BT. He just doesn't watch it.
I was busy.
Yeah, fair
I'm an
enough.
important man, you know.
Too
Got
busy for rally.
Got a lot of fish to skin and cats to kick.
Cats
I
to
don't know
skin.
sayings like that. Got a lot of cats to skin and fish to cat, you know. Okay, let's move on before I sound like I'm eating cats.
Yeah, I know. It sounds well dodgy. So
Right.
This week was...
Kieran! We're not having that this week. Stop talking over people.
Encouragement.
So we're going to start off with WRC and its support series. This weekend was the fourth round of the 2021 World Rally Championship season, and it was from Portugal, which was making a welcome return. It wasn't on last year's calendar due to the COVID-19 pandemic. And it is one of the most popular rallies, full of the most legendary stages in the world. So, yeah.
Endorsed by Jeremy Clarkson.
Martin Sest won JWRC and Keitan Kajtanovic won in WRC3. Now we're going to talk about the main event itself, WRC. Did any of you see what happened?
There wasn't a lot at the beginning, I'll be honest. It was pretty plain sailing for the title protagonists once again. Ogier and Evans, Tanak battling out at the front, all sharing stage wins. And Rofenpera, the young lad amongst them too.
Yeah.
It wasn't until later on that they started picking up their own issues. I think it was Tanak and Rofenpera towards the end of the rally, it's sort of Saturday afternoon, had their own retirements.
It started off as a Hyundai 1-2-3 on Friday. Tanak leading, Sordo leading Neuville. And it was looking pretty good for Hyundai, but as Kieran just alluded to, they started having their own problems. Danny started fading off, and on the penultimate stage on Friday, Thierry Neuville decided to go fast into a corner, and the result wasn't that good for the rear suspension of his Hyundai i20 WRC car.
Was it not?
No, it was hanging off.
It decided to peace out.
Yeah. And he carried on down the stage and held up Elvin Evans in his dust. So,
What?
but then, but Elvin Evans was given the same time as Sebastian Ogier, so it didn't affect him.
That's a relief.
Yeah, because Neuville was clearly in the way. Sadly for Neuville, he was out for the day. And then, so at the end of day one, Tanak led from Evans in second and Sordo in third. And
I tried to make an F.
I wondered what you were doing. Some shit there. I'll give you an F for that.
And then on...
He's good with his fingers.
That's what she said. we are so not professional.
Is that milk?
That is milk.
Congratulations on your Indy 500 win. How do you feel?
Wish I had a bigger glass, really.
Fucking hell.
That's what I'm waiting to hear next week from Scott Dixon. I wish it was a bigger glass, to be honest.
Fucking hell. Yeah, at the end of day one as well in the WRC2 support category, there was a big battle between Esa-Pekka Lappi and Teemu Suneman, last year's M Sport WRC teammates. And Teemu Suneman is spending his second rally in WRC2 while Adrian Fourmeau takes over his car in WRC. And Lappi started his second WRC2 rally of the season, and the two were fighting it out for the victory. But Lappi was pulling away at the end of day one. On the Saturday, Tanak was extending his lead over Elfyn Evans, which was pretty good. But then on the penultimate stage of the day, his wheel failed. So yeah, that was pretty shit. He's my favourite driver. Dominant lead. And then his wheel just broke off.
Yeah, again, he was just controlling it, wasn't he?
He was controlling it, yeah.
Was it a wheel failure or more suspension that caused the wheel failure? I'm guessing it's quite bumpy out there.
When I watched the TV highlights, it didn't come up with a reason why, if he hit anything like Neuville, because it looked the exact same as Neuville's car. But yeah, I wasn't sure why that happened. I think it was quite rough because these stages are very unforgiving. Calais Rothenpera also went out in the same stage with a technical fault. So yeah, that moved my M Sport boys from 7th and 8th to 5th and 6th in one stage.
Big jump.
Big jump.
Yeah.
Just what they needed.
And here comes that train.
And Takamoto Katsuta was battling Sebastian Ogier throughout most of the day, which was pretty cool.
That was really impressive. Yeah, him up in the fight for basically the rally. Not necessarily the rally victory, but he was certainly up there with the big protagonists.
He was fighting with the current world champion.
Yeah.
The
exactly.
second most successful driver in the sport's history.
Yeah, really impressive.
At the end of the day, he was only like 1 second off the podium.
Oh my god. He must be gutted.
Yeah.
It's gonna hurt. Yeah.
Only at the end of the day though, it's when you get to the rally, that's when the points are scored.
Of course.
But
a career best fourth, wasn't it? In the end.
A career best fourth for Takamoto Katsuta in the end. Which is he was my driver of the weekend, he was.
It'd be hard to argue with that, to be honest.
His best ever result was 6th. He got that in Monte Carlo, then he matched it in Sweden, then he matched it in Croatia.
Oh god, not 666.
Yeah, but then he got 4th.
So it broke the curse, thank god.
He broke the curse.
The Super GT curse of 6th place.
That deserves some milk.
There's also want to give a shout out to Gus Greensmith for equaling his best ever result of 5th in the M Sport Fiesta. He's had a tough start to the season. He's had a lot of criticism because he's basically funding the team this year, and there's basically his teammates last year: Esa-Pekka Lappi, a former WRC winner, and Teemu Suneman of last year as well. He's a podium finisher in WRC. Lappi's been dropped completely, and Suneman's only been given a part-time season when he's sharing the car with Adrian Formeau, and Gus Greensmith got beaten by his rookie teammate Adrian Formeau last time out in Croatia as well. So he's been facing a lot of criticism, Gus Greensmith, but he managed to fight Formeau to 5th place this rally, and he was setting quite competitive times. He almost won his first stage on the very first stage.
Oh, you're joking! It just missed out.
By 5/10 of a second, he almost took the rally lead.
Oh man!
So
gutted.
So I'm very happy for Gus. I'm hoping that will get the critics off his back. We all know why he's there, but he's starting to deliver, and that's the main thing. He's obviously still a young driver. He's only 24, but he's getting there slowly.
Yeah, he's got plenty of time. Until Motorsport drop him for someone else.
Well, wow. Don't criticise my team. On the final day, basically, Elfyn Evans got ahead. Well, managed to keep Danny Sordo behind, with Sordo finishing second, and Ogier got third. Tanak did restart the rally, and he got the power stage win. So that's basically on the final stage, the top 5 finishers get a point from 5 to 1. It's basically F1's equivalent of fastest lap.
Yeah, pretty much. It's one last go to try and redeem yourself a little bit for any previous crashes or retirements, something like that. And yeah, for those drivers that fell out of contention like Tanak and Rothenpera, they've got a real opportunity to kind of redeem themselves a bit. So Tanak certainly did that. But I guess from
Neuville.
Yeah, exactly. But from Evans' standpoint, it's basically a 2-horse race, wasn't it?
It started the day with 10 seconds over Sordo, and then I think he extended that to about 22 seconds going into the final stage, which was pretty awesome. And
yeah, it didn't phase him at all. Yeah,
and it's a good way to bounce back from Croatia, because remember, he lost the victory on the power stage last time.
Yeah, it's one hell of a response, isn't it? To come back after a loss like that. It was such a marginal loss, and actually come back and confidently win it. But I think in the end it was a 28 second margin to Sordo. But yeah, mighty from the Welshman. Good on him.
Yeah, very happy. It was a good weekend to be a Welsh rally fan, that's for sure.
I'll bet.
Yeah, so Elfyn Evans and Scott Martin, because we cannot forget the co-drivers in this, because the drivers would be nothing without the co-drivers. So Elfyn Evans and Scott Martin won the rally. Danny Sordo actually had a new co-driver for this rally, and the co-driver got, I can't pronounce his name yet because he's new, but
Rosada.
But he, well, and Buckland trying to...
Was it obvious that I didn't know Rosada?
I think you're reading on the internet.
I am not. I just sit forward to talk. It's what I do.
Well, I think you've actually got it kind of right. I'm getting there with the name, but he got a podium on his WRC debut, a 2nd place. So that's pretty good.
It is. I can't imagine the challenge that he must have faced. I know that you got to put your trust in the guy that sat next to you reading you your notes. So to put your faith in that guy that you've only just started working with and finish 2nd is pretty darn good.
He's the 2nd co-driver to get a podium on his debut this season, because Thierry Neuville's co-driver Martin Vidager also got a podium on his debut, with 3rd in Monte Carlo. Driver of the rally for you lot?
Given his response from him missing the overall rally win last time out, I think I'd have to give it to Evans for coming back and winning this time.
No, fair enough.
And not by a small margin either, to be honest.
No.
He didn't slip up, really. He just got on with it.
What about you, Buckland?
I will stick with the rally expert, Mr. James, and go with Katsuta.
Yeah.
Wise choice.
From what you said, he.
Sorry, Buckland.
No!
He's interrupted him!
No,
I'm sorry. I'm going to stick with Katsuta because I didn't expect him to be that high, if I'm honest. And he was battling with OJ and all that, so I'm very impressed with him. I'll just have to say the top 4 from WRC2 were in the top 10 overall, with Esa-Pekka Lappi winning WRC2. He got 7. Ahead of his former teammate Teemu Suneman, who will be in the WRC car for Sardinia. He finished 8th. Osberg 9th, and I believe Grise in 10th. Yuki Tsunoda has obviously built up a reputation for swearing a lot. Takamoto Katsuta is the exact opposite. Every time he's interviewed or whatever, he always says please and thank you.
Oh, bless him.
Aww.
Which is quite nice. So I just wanted to point that out. Which is
That's
pretty
good,
cool.
a bit of positivity.
Manners cost nothing. No? Go a long way.
Yeah. Some news that came out last night. Oleg Christian Baby has been suspended from the
What was that name? Sorry, what was that name?
It caught me out.
Okay. Okay. Wait,
Sorry,
I'll
James.
wait.
It caught me out.
This is a very serious matter.
Is it? Oh god, I'm sorry.
I just want to finish
Oh
off
shit, my
with...
fingers.
Can't film with fingers.
Sorry.
Fucking hell. Oleg Christian Baby has been suspended for 6 months for ignoring quarantine rules for COVID-19. Now, this is, I think, this is the first ever offence the FIA has brought about COVID-19 in any series, let alone WRC. Arguably, it could be career over because WRC 2 is a feeder series, but it's also full of professional backing from factory teams. I'm not really sure how I feel on the issue, to be honest.
Like, he didn't go into the paddock and meet loads of people or anything. Like, he's driven the car on his own, I'm presuming.
Yeah.
Another car. He's not got out and been in contact with everyone.
No.
He might appeal it. He might appeal it.
I reckon if he did appeal, I reckon there's grounds there because he's not gone into contact with anyone. He's just driven from one place to another.
Yeah, it's a bit.
It's a tricky one.
It is a tricky one.
I'd say that's a bit harsh, personally.
I don't think we have enough information.
No, we don't. We don't know if he's got out of the car at rest stops and that and come into contact with people. You don't know. So.
What is it they know we don't, you know?
Yeah, exactly. What have they not revealed?
For privacy reasons, whether they're going through legal matters, they don't want to reveal everything, you know? He's obviously crossed a line, they just haven't necessarily specified which one. And in what way. But what we know is that he has broken some rules. I suspect he will appeal it, but it's not looking good for him, really, is it? Because they've taken this decision to take some pretty convincing evidence to say otherwise.
Also, I did mention the other guy's name earlier, Pierre-Louis Loubet. He is in the full season in the Hyundai 2C competition car. He's not had a good season, and he's struggling a lot. There is rumours that he could potentially be replaced. Oliver Solberg's been given an opportunity to drive a WRC car in the next round in Sardinia. So he will effectively be Loubet's teammate. And Solberg has already been Loubet's teammate once this year in Arctic Rally Finland, and Solberg got P7 on his debut, whereas Loubet, I think, had a moment. So Loubet needs to start proving himself because he was out.
Yeah.
Because he did bin it He's binned it in every rally so far this season.
As I say, it's a rookie. He's found his way into WRC. He needs to pick up the pace. That's it. It's obviously not the co-driver. It's not the car. So he needs to start going, well, what am I doing wrong? So he's being honest with himself and making those changes he needs to make and putting in extra hours on the sim or whatever it ends up being, because his days are numbered at this rate. Say he's dealing with another Helmut Marko in that team, so he can't take it for granted. I don't know if we can comment on his rally technique, the way he drives the car, but we don't get to see much of his driving because he's binned it too quickly, you know. So I don't know if he's just pushing too hard or he's just not used to the conditions. Or
I think having Solberg as a teammate for Lapland and him immediately outperforming him has got to him.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's back again in Sardinia is not going to help him. So Elfyn Evans and Scott Martin have won Rally Portugal, and the next event is in 2 weeks' time in Sardinia. And going into that round, Sebastian Ogier leads 2 points in front of Evans, and they are well ahead of the rest of the field. So, but hopefully with road position and all that can change. Yeah, now we're going to talk about the Monaco Grand Prix.
So a brief mention of Formula 2, because we had the F2s back at Monaco this weekend. And we had the championship leader, Zhou, take in first blood in the first sprint race after a pretty dominant drive.
It was you and I, but you won't see. 1-2.
It certainly was. It's a really dominant drive from them as well, actually.
Not Roy Nissani got on the podium, though.
Go!
All those hours testing for F1 are paid off, finally. Taking over the days of Russell and Latifi.
Oh, can I talk about the letter? He didn't even qualify and he still got to take part in the race weekend.
Yeah, I know. What's the point of the 107% rule then? It's completely pointless.
Usually they usually go back to practice times, but he wasn't even quick in practice either for the 107% rule. So why they shouldn't have let him race?
No,
yet they did, and he was
making mockery.
So Liam Lawson won sprint race 2. He did fantastically. It basically lights the flag.
It wasn't lights the flag though, because didn't he make a move on Piastri, and then he made a move on him?
There was an overtake. Bloody hell.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Not lights to flag. We'll try that again. So Liam Lawson won sprint race 2 after starting on pole position.
He made an amazing move into Raskas though on Oscar Piastri, because he did lose out to him. And then I was curious about to tell you it didn't end well for Lawson.
No, it certainly didn't. He was beside himself after winning, and then only to find out that his maiden win at Monaco was stripped away after a wrong throttle map, which is gutting because it was totally out of his control. Yeah. He's put in the car, told to bring it to the checkered flag in first position. He did all that, and the team got it wrong. So
Dan Tickton won it.
Yeah, he inherited the win as a result. So good result for him and Carlin. After putting it on pole position for the feature race, 17-year-old Frenchman Théo Pourchaire got his maiden victory in Formula 2, and actually the youngest ever winner Formula 2 at Monaco. It's an unbelievable drive.
Well, it's the youngest ever driver in the series history. If you think about it, all the drivers that have come through, Lewis Hamilton, Nico Rosberg, and all those drivers, Leclerc, and he's younger than all of them, and he's won his first race in that series at 17 is crazy. We are literally watching someone special. He's part of the Sauber. He's a part of the Sauber Junior Academy, so if he does pretty well, he could get himself a drive in F1 pretty soon.
Yeah, could see himself getting scooped up by Ferrari with their links.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I wasn't even at uni yet, and this guy's winning. He can't even get. He's not even got a driving license.
I know, that's crazy.
He can't drink, and he's just won a race in F2. It's just
Yeah.
madness. And it's the
Monaco.
feature of all of them as well.
Fair play to the guy.
Yeah, extraordinary result for him.
We are literally watching someone extremely special here.
Yeah.
I don't doubt that. Keep an eye on the name Pourchaire. Joe extended the lead at the top of the championship for James.
You and I, virtuosi. you and I, virtuosi. I sing it. So yeah.
That's F2.
Right then, Rob, lead F1.
Boom goes the dynamite. McLaren got a podium, the end. That's all we need to discuss. The car was sexy as fuck.
They got the Golf livery
Beautiful.
on the podium. The Golf
Keep
livery
it.
has a 100% record.
On the podium.
Yeah.
A McLaren.
I
A
know.
McLaren. On the podium. On merit.
Again,
On merit. It wasn't
Will not
handed to
aside.
him or anything. Yeah, oh yeah.
will not say.
We'll
Exactly.
forget about the wheel nut. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. It's still stuck on Bottas's car.
Yeah, you can get it
Yeah, it's still on the car now at the factory.
I know. That's crazy.
They're all scratching their heads like, what do we do?
I had it when I was a mechanic. Like, just put the gun on and it just spun straight away. I was there for like 3 hours with little tiny fucking grunge.
Fucking hell.
I feel their pain. I imagine it's worse for them.
Oh, much
Especially, it's expensive.
worse. Expensive, and
Yeah.
the metal is a lot stronger, so it's going to be even more difficult to get through it.
Yeah.
Very secure, though.
Probably have to cut the
Yeah,
rim
it's just-
so they can get better access to it, but yeah, it's a bit of a mess. Poor Bottas, who's
Yeah.
looking for a podium, possibly a win if Verstappen had any issues, but screwed again by Merck's strategy. Well, not necessarily the strategy, but
No, it was.
it's
just
more
one
of
of
a
them
technical
things, isn't it?
issue, wasn't it? Yeah.
I think it was a mechanic error. I don't think he had the gun, the other dugger, on the wheel properly. Other dugger is the wheel one, by the way. Ba-bum. Nothing else really happened.
Just to
Schumacher
rewind-
overtook Mazepin. Woo! We had an
We
overtake.
did, yeah. We actually saw an
Yeah.
overtake. Thank God.
Well, Leclerc got pole.
Yeah, let's rewind
But
the
he
clock a
binned
little
it.
bit. Just to put
Leclerc
some
got
context here, Leclerc got
Hang on, I need to
position.
get my tin foil hat quickly for the Leclerc bit. He's putting it in that wall on purpose.
Yeah, he got
And
pole and then put it in the wall on purpose. How dare he? How dare he?
just to clarify, the people who think that you could beep beep beep. I censored it for you, Kieran. You're welcome.
Yeah, I'm trying to do an impression of that guy with the tinfoil hat with.
Seems a little crazy.
Yeah. So if that's why you're
Sounds
wondering why I was
good
doing...
tomatoes.
Every single F1
Yeah.
fan page on Facebook yesterday was just blowing up.
Yeah.
About,
Yeah.
on Saturday evening
And-
was blowing up about that.
Yeah, and on Twitter. Let's just clarify something. He didn't mean to do that. Otherwise, why the hell would he damage his car?
No,
know.
why would you? Why would you turn up the race if you're going to stick it in a wall on purpose?
Especially when it
Oh,
cost
He ain't
him
no Nelson.
start the
He
race.
ain't no Nelson Piquet.
No, nothing like that.
Oh.
Junior, not senior.
Well, that was
Senior's
proven,
fine.
wasn't it? That they were
Yeah.
up to no good.
Yeah, it was proven.
And yet, a certain other driver still counts it as a win, a
Yeah,
valid
exactly.
win.
I mean, if
Um,
Leclerc had made the start and won, it would have looked a lot more
Yeah,
dodgy. But the fact he didn't actually make it at all sort of puts the whole thing to bed.
Yeah, but also,
Yeah.
apparently it was nothing to do with the gearbox.
No.
It was a drive
no, it was a
shaft.
drive shaft. Yeah,
So all that for basically nothing. His Monaco curse
Yeah.
continues.
It's odd. It's a left drive shaft, which wasn't even the side that hit the wall. So I don't know how that got damaged. Ferrari technology, folks.
I know.
it was Verstappen in there with chisel after. Oh, it's broken! What a shame!
A helmet. Which side broke again? I think it was the left. You sure? Yeah, it's the left
Oh, I
side.
got it.
Oh fuck! No, it was the right. It was the right. Quick, run, he's coming.
So yeah,
Lewis Hamilton had his one off weekend. He'll be winning the next 5 in a row now.
Yeah,
he was
he's
raging.
Not very happy. He's not very happy with Mercedes.
Fuming.
What happened to we win together and lose together as a team?
Yeah.
Yeah, that did come into question, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Just shows again how frustrated he gets when he can't do what he knows he needs to do.
Yeah.
Shows that mentality.
I think it's the intensity of the moment. Because you're promised by the team that whatever strategy they're going for is going to work out. And you're having to keep that £5 million car off the walls whilst trying to decide what to do next. And then next thing you know, you rejoin the track and find yourself behind the cars you were supposed to have jumped. And that's got to be frustrating. That's the thing he's sort of put out of his mind. Like, they're not an issue anymore. We've got the strategy. They're not an issue anymore. All of a sudden, he rejoins the track. They're there, both of them in front of him. Then you find out that Red Bull got Perez out in front, setting good lap times before he made his pit stop and got the overcut on the lot of them.
I'll be fuming as well.
He was fuming after that too. It made it even worse, if anything. So he was like, how the hell did Perez get so far ahead?
It cost him the championship lead, didn't it, essentially?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was where Perez was actually being a helpful second driver. They've actually got a helpful second driver now to back up Verstappen for Red Bull in the constructors by preventing Merck from getting those crucial points in the constructors race.
Well, Red Bull lead a championship for the first time since 2013. Just to put it into perspective, my brother wasn't even born then.
Wow.
Long time.
I was 1 year out of school.
Time.
I was still in school with sixth form.
Long, man.
I was just starting uni. It's mental, isn't it?
8 years is a long time.
And now we're facing a regulation change. Now they're actually close together and able to fight for a championship. Next year we're going to have another dominant team.
Hopefully, though, not by Mercedes.
No, well, you know what's going to happen if Ferrari become dominant? We're going to be like, oh god, another 5 years of Ferrari dominance. Here we go.
Well, I'll be happy with Leclerc dominance.
Nah, we're going to have McLaren dominance.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. Yeah.
And then me and Kim will be absolutely fine with it. Yeah, go ahead, have a 1-2 every race McLaren. I don't mind.
I don't want a dominant team unless it's McLaren. No, that's fine.
Yeah, we'll allow that.
Too, is I like McLaren.
Yeah, exactly. It's fun.
And then everyone will be trying to go to McLaren. Imagine Verstappen and Leclerc in the McLaren alongside Norris.
Nah. Oh, we only want the homegrown boys. We'll keep Norris.
Imagine the falling out between Verstappen and Norris. The two of them are fiery. They act like friends, but they're really fiery. So I reckon they get loggerheads if they were teammates. Yeah.
Well, what does everyone think of a Carlando Podium?
Oh my word! It was so beautiful. The two having fisticuffs during the interview.
Been jokingly throwing out that science is dead to me and he's a snake and that, but it was so good to see them two up on that podium together. Even if it killed me seeing Carlos in red.
Yeah, I so miss Carlos. I so miss Carlos and Papaya. I really do.
Yeah,
it was
so beautiful to see.
Him in that golf livery would have been amazing.
Yeah.
I reckon he's kind of jealous about it, to be honest, seeing that car.
Oh, I would be.
I know he got second, but he's still probably thinking, oh, look at that McLaren. It would have been spot on.
Yeah.
Because if Leclerc was in the race, I doubt McLaren would have got that podium.
No.
But then how would the strategy all shook out? It's chaos theory. Really. Don't know how it's going to play out if another car was in there. But you've got to take those opportunities when they arrive, don't you? And that's exactly what Norris did, to be honest. He's just been driving faultlessly all season, to be honest. He's just been getting the absolute maximum out of that car every single race.
The only slight blip was going slightly wide at Imola, but that's nothing.
I
Mm.
think so.
The amount of drivers he's done that. I can't think of anything else he's done.
He's
mistake-wise.
really the revelation of the season, I
He's
think.
upped his game massively.
Yeah.
It's making
I
things
think he was being
exciting again.
I think he was being outperformed by Carlos the previous 2 years, but now he's shown he can lead a team.
Yeah. I think he's had to. Because if he wasn't, McLaren wouldn't be anywhere near 4th. Probably be like 6th or 7th. If he was down with like Ricciardo at the moment, they wouldn't be anywhere near the top. It's down to Lando at the moment. He's sort of pulling the weight of the team while Ricciardo gets embedded in and settled.
Yeah.
So it'd be easy to be critical of Ricciardo at this point, but I think it is a little bit too early to say.
Ocon last year was being performed by Daniel Ricciardo, but Ocon has really impressed me this season, outperforming Alonso. I didn't really rate Ocon at the end of last season, despite him getting his podium, but this year he's really impressing me.
Yeah. I mean, he's been quietly getting on with it. I can't fault the guy. He's just been not making too much noise, but doing the job he was hired to do. And,
Dark horse for a Mercedes suit next year?
I think it's still Russell. But
yeah,
it
he
would
is
take
also
some...
a Mercedes Junior.
He is, yeah, that's right. I feel like Russell is definitely the favourite for that seat because he's already driven the Mercedes last year. But having said that, if something happens with Russell this year, because we know he had a bit of a vicious streak against Bottas, so we've got to be careful of him and whether his temperament is something that's going to be brought up with Merck. Say in the meetings before, if they get word that Lewis or Bottas is moving on, they'll be having those discussions and thinking, what do we actually need? Do we need a fast driver or do we need someone obedient? If they need a fast driver, they'll go Russell. If they need someone obedient, Ocon. Someone just to fill in the second driver role, just to get those results when they need them. So it's a difficult one. I think Ocon would definitely still be a candidate, but at the moment it's still Russell as a favourite.
I think it all depends what happens with their current 2 drivers.
Yeah,
it does.
If Hamilton decides to call it a day, and let's be honest, Bottas is going.
Well, you say that, but Hamilton, I think, there's been rumoured to have a veto against them, so you probably want to keep Bottas.
But I don't think Merck will. I don't know. He's just not performing.
No, he's not.
Especially this year, when they've got a battle for that constructors.
Well, the thing that saved him the previous years is that he's been really good at the start of the season, then he's tailed off towards the end. This year, he's not even been that brilliant at the start of the season. Okay, he's still doing the job at the moment, but Red Bull are stepping up their game now that they've got Perez. They're going to have to start thinking about that second seat at some point and whether is Bottas really worth it for next year.
Yeah, I am cautious that this may not be the weekend to analyse Bottas's pace because he was on for second place while Hamilton was 7th, and that was mainly down to Hamilton's poor quality. They can talk about setup, but they would have had similar cars, and Bottas managed to put it up there. So it was looking like second for Bottas until Merck bottled it. So it would be unfair to make any judgment on Bottas's ability after Merck did that to him. So but generally speaking, it has been a bit of a lackluster start from him. But this was going to be some redemption for him getting a podium at Monaco, but wasn't to be in the end. Have to look ahead, try and improve.
He normally runs well at Baku, so
true. Yeah, he's had good results there.
Yeah, if he can get the confidence back a bit, who knows? But
I think he was starting to. I think he was starting to at Monaco. I think it would have been a big confidence boost to have been so far ahead of Lewis, and to be in a position to have nearly got that podium, and know that it wasn't my fault this time. No one's blaming me. All the attention's on the team for mucking it up. So let's just go and do
Yeah.
that again at Baku. And I know how to
Yeah.
drive there. He's going to be going in with confidence, I think. Verstappen
Brilliant.
just
Just
nailed it. Yeah, he just
Yeah.
did everything he needed to.
basically. He knew what he had to do, and he did it.
Fair play to him.
Not really.
There's
It's a
zero
shame
Not
that-
much to say about him.
It's a shame though that Formula One can't have good races at Monaco and Formula E can.
I know. That's
Yeah.
And the one bit of overtaking we got, they had Charles Lance Stroll hitting a wall.
Yeah, that is true.
It's like, what? Why? There's big action! And we're seeing Lance Stroll kissing a barrier. God!
Vettel has improved this weekend as well. We got to mention him getting fifth after a tough start to the season, not scoring any points.
Yeah, I actually voted in driver of the day for once, and I voted for Vettel because I was just like,
And he-
"What's he doing in fifth? That's insane."
Yeah, and he
so-
got it.
Yeah, he did on merit. There wasn't any safety car or strategy that brought him into it. He just drove the wheels off the Aston and got it home in fifth. It's a really impressive drive. Really impressive. Shown up Stroll.
In that race, yeah.
So yeah. So I don't think the attributes of the Aston suit a track like Monaco, whether they're going to be able to take it forward to Baku or not. But he'll take the positives from that race.
He will do. He needed it.
Yeah.
Definitely
No
needs it.
Spinella. No Spinella this time.
No one did.
No, actually. No one at all.
There's a couple of points you're like, come on, just go in that ball there, go on. Give us that safety car, come on.
Not towards the end, though. Not when Norris was in third, because that would have screwed him. And that probably would have brought Lewis into the race. So that would have been tricky.
That's the first McLaren podium since Jenson Button at Monaco.
Yeah, the first McLaren podium at Monaco.
Podium.
Yeah, the last time that happened for McLaren was Jenson Button. So,
I was waiting for you to say it, Buckland, but then I thought, I'll put the jump on you.
It's been a long, suffering shit road as a McLaren fan lately.
Yeah,
But
this
year is good. We forgot predictions.
Yeah, we did.
Oh yeah.
Well, first
who knows what they are? Because I don't.
I think I might have won because I called a Verstappen win.
So did I.
Oh, you did as well then. I think we share that then.
I think I said Verstappen, Leclerc, Hamilton.
I said Verstappen, Hamilton, Leclerc.
Yeah, I said Leclerc, Verstappen, Sainz.
You fucking lost then. Fuck off.
Yeah, I'm out.
And I think
thanks, left drive shaft. God damn it.
I think Naomi said Perez.
Probably Perez, Bottas.
Is it Perez,
Leclerc.
Hamilton, Leclerc or something? I can't remember. Something like that.
Me and James both got the winner. Yeah.
Yeah, me and Buckland got the winner, so we deserve a joint point.
Joint point.
Yeah.
You get half a point each. Yeah.
Yeah.
I reckon.
No, full point.
Full point each.
No, half a point. I'll give you half a point.
No, Kieran, just because you're losing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Such
what it
a
is.
Bad
Yeah.
loser.
Yeah, and you guys are winning, so you're giving yourselves more points. I'm done. Who did we think was driver of the day?
I've got to go for Sainz.
Okay.
First podium with Ferrari.
Yeah, fair shout.
Bit of a left field choice, but I thought I'd go with it because I'm different.
Not as left field as mine's going to be.
Go on then.
Lando.
That is a shock. I never expected that.
And also just McLaren for that car. Like this.
Yeah,
they got the Golf livery on the podium. Probably Vettel for me.
I think me and Buckland joint winners this week because we
I
got the
think so.
winner, and Kieran didn't, and neither did Naomi.
Perez win.
Hey, you said Leclerc.
Natalie broke his drive shaft. Idiot. It would have been perfect. It would have been perfect.
Anyway.
Yeah, it's fine, guys. It's fine. We'll go out and win. Yeah, it's all good. Yeah.
Yeah, the gearbox is fine. We check. Looking at the gears, checking it twice. Gonna find out if he starts the race. Leclerc didn't make the grid at Monaco.
The only time
I
I'm
know
glad-
they're owned by Fiat, but come on.
Obviously, I wanted Leclerc to win, but this time I'm kind of glad he didn't just because of Kieran's prediction.
Literally. That's how much he doesn't want me to win. He doesn't want Leclerc to win, just to make sure I don't get the prediction. This is a guy who waited hours at Autosport International for a signature and a photo. And he's like, I don't want him to win just so Kieran doesn't get it right.
Right then, so thank you all so much. Join us next week for MotoGP, Extreme E, and the Indy 500. But yeah, thank you, Buckland.
Alright.
Thank you, Kieran.
No worries.
And thank you, Naomi. Thank you for watching. We've been 3 Men 1 Hun talking the pits. So thank you all for watching and goodbye.
Bye.